We now return to Let's Play The Sims Medieval. And here is the tavern. Final building. Well, the final hero building. Still got, like the lighthouse and this thing. But those will come later. So I think, even though we still got quests for the war, this time we're going to go with the End the War, Order in the Kingdom. Because, yeah, we only need one more to do this. So, an uneasy truce between the rival factions of Tredoni and Arbyville devolved quickly into a vast and vicious struggle. As the war continued with neither faction gaining the upper hand, the rest of the known world was scarred by battle and treachery. With no end in sight and casualties piling up, brave members of the international community began to denounce the conflict and campaign for a conclusion to the hostilities. The world was in shambles in the wake of the... wait a minute. Did we just do this? No. The world was in shambles in the wake of the Tredonian-Arbyvillian War. Civilization seemed at the mercy of the bloody conflict. A peace summit would no longer resolve the troubles, but a court of war backed by a world unified in their desire for peace would force the battling territories to end the hostilities for good. Okay. So, this will be using Barther. And now we can pick someone else. And I think we'll go ahead and go with our new bard. That'll work. Another bright day graced Camelopardalis, but to Lord Barther the Great the world looked a shade darker. Recently, a ship limped into the docks, cargoless. The battered crew told of a fierce sea battle between the merchants and pirates. Camelopardalis was in trouble, resource stockpiles were nearly exhausted, the kingdom swelled with hungry frightened masses, and crime was rampant. Really? Because we were doing pretty good on that. Lord Barther the Great secretly feared for the future. So he needs to take a walk around Camelopardalis. I need fresh air to clear my head of these grim uncertainties before I meet with some anxious foreign delegates later. So I guess we'll send him off. And as for Reuben, he needs to open the larder to check the remaining stores. Extra food has been scarce lately, and the provisions for sale are barely edible. That'd be okay, well he is hungry himself anyway. I don't appear to put in a larder. Oh well. Unless that's here somewhere. I apparently cannot interact with this place. Okay. Well, I guess I need to do that then. What is that under? Do I have a place for it, though? Whoa, 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 whoa. I guess I can go right next to the stage. Not the prettiest place for it. Okay, let's see what the king is doing. He is also hungry. And he's gone through his food supplies really quickly. It's hard to remember a time when Camelopardalis wasn't surrounded by warships and choked with smoke. This sight used to uplift me when I remembered establishing a new kingdom full of promise. Now it just pains me to think it may all end. Now we gotta go home. So that I may eat. Well, that's certainly not a comforting sight. I should gather some more victuals while I can, for the state of affairs in Camelot Pardalis is only going to get worse. Let's go fishing. Where is he? I guess he's there, but... High Priestess. Okay, well, I'm gonna call for food. Because we need that. He's talking to the wall. Oops. Okay, that's one. And that's two. Pickings are slim lately. I'm just glad to be able to gather what I did. These should go into a larder straight away, although my stomach growls when I recall the last time I had a decent full meal. Actually, before we do that, I want to send him to town. Or go to a non-guild merchant shop. Okay, let's do that. Because I made him an enemy of guilds. So prices are going to be more expensive for him. And, okay, he needs to go walking some more. And if you couldn't tell, Reuben is based on Robin Hood. With, I guess, sort of an appearance of, what's his face from a bar, or not A Bard's Tale? What am I thinking of? Anyway. Bard's Quest? No, that's not what that was called. Having a major brain fart right now. Let's walk a little faster, King. Okay. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, if I can just sort of ignore the price increase, why would I want to... Uh-oh. The worst of humanity has risen to the surface of Camelot Pardalis like a festering wound. I used to walk proudly through my kingdom, encouraged by the dedication and virtue of my people. Now I see orphans begging for scraps, beggars dying on the ground. Everywhere people are poor, ill, and hopeless. That walk may not have been the best idea after all. Seeing the reality of Camelot Pardalis face to face has only disheartened me further. I must unburden myself before returning to court. I need to discuss the reality of what we're facing with someone outside the throne room. Someone not already wrapped up in the politics of the situation. Well, good. I understand your concerns, Lord Barther, although I can't imagine the pressure you're under. Camelot Pardalis has not been the same since the onset of this war. Sometimes I barely recognize my home. Yet thanks to you, my lord, we've stayed out of the worst of it. And your people are made of sterner stuff. There is still hope. You must believe that, or all is lost. We may still be able to find peace on the other side of this dark time. Your counsel is wise, Troubadour Reuben, and your conviction inspiring. The castle is so full of dread lately that sometimes I doubt we'll ever see the end of this war. But no more. Reuben, you've encouraged me. I would be grateful, if you'd join me in the throne room, for I'll need all the help I can get to end this dark time. Music! Damn it, Reuben, stop it! So I need to accompany him, and he needs to return to the throne room. The latest reports speak of a massive campaign on the seas. The situation seems grim, to say the least. I need to find out the full extent of the position Camelot Pardalis faces. And I know little of the war beyond the harsh realities of Camelot Pardalis and Lord Barther the Great's fears. I must... Okay, he needs to do it too. I need my own private tactical map. What is he doing? No, and stop playing that damn lute. You guys, this is not funny anymore. From what I could see on the map, things seem as grim as Lord Barther described. I'm no expert in diplomatic matters, but I'm guessing those fires are bad. I pledged to help this conflict, so while here in the throne room, supporting my liege, I may as well be productive about it and read up on the law. Search for a tome of law at a bookshelf. Let's see. He also needs to hold court to hear foreign delegates. This war has gone on far too long. Tensions are running high, both abroad and at home. First, I must maintain order within Camelot Pardalis. Sitting at the back of the bookcase's top shelf was a thick tome covered in many years' worth of grime and neglect. Finding little else of value, Troubadour Reuben pulled the book down and brushed off the dust to reveal a promising title, The Doctrines of Deeds, Realm Law. Okay. Which I guess I need to read. And if Barther would just get over here. The situation is far more dire than I realized. Tredoni and Arbyville remain deadlocked at each other's throats, and there's no sign that either faction is willing or able to end the feud. Worse, the impact of this conflict has begun to spread to the rest of the world, not just Camelot Pardalis. Trade and diplomacy between the territories have all but ceased. And lawlessness has become all too common. I fear we all do not have long before this war destroys civilization as we know it. I think you exaggerate. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's just go to bed. Because unfortunately it is that time. And I will send him home As soon as he's done reading that... Oh, there he is. If I read that right, there is something of a precedent set for a diplomatic trial. When enforced by military threat or trade sanctions by a unified group of nations, a territory can be subject to the judgment of the international community. Which means we might be able to end this conflict without further bloodshed. Lord Barthur the Great should hear of this at once. In due time. I need to make sure he'll eat it after he makes his food. I think Reuben certainly will. I really don't know what code they wrote that is making it take so long to make a single wall disappear. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, and when he's done with that, I'll have him come here. Although, by that time, he might have something to do. So let's just hold on there. Your Highness, your advisors are predicting a sharp rise in the desire for goat's milk. What? Why? I thought she was petitioning me for something important. No, we're not going to do that. I'm supposed to be talking with my delegates about stuff. I regretfully inform you that Crafthole can no longer honor our long-standing alliance with your kingdom. But why? We need to be united now more than ever. War has diminished our surplus of goods. We have little left to export and no one to protect our caravans. Please don't take this as a slight against your kingdom, but we must focus our own people on our own people at this time. My popularity slightly increased despite all that. Is this guy from something? I don't think so. Jester's beating up the guards. That's wonderful. Great one. The equipment we use to test witches is considered outdated and barbaric. I ask you to finance some upgrades so that our equipment may be new and barbaric. Okay, sure. That's it. I've had it with your coin-pinching, dandy-loving, fake noble face. I choke on your arrogance and whoa. Flowery perfume. Your frilly clothes and fancy talk are better suited for a brothel. You call me a filthy pirate again, and I'll be showing you what that means. I call a dog, but by your smell, speech, and attire I would be insulting even the most flea-ridden mongrel. Simply put, I loathe your kind and am quite embarrassed that we share the same title. I am esteemed ambassador of the illustrious nation of Tredoni. You are a filthy pirate. Oh, fun. And who's having this argument? Look, I really don't have time to listen to the peasants today. Your Highness, the work conditions in the fields are deplorable. Your subject, blah, blah, blah. Fruit baskets. Sure, whatever. Enough. As guests in my kingdom and ambassadors, I expect a certain level of decorum, regardless of personal vendettas. Yet since you cannot manage to be civil, I have no choice but to suspend your diplomatic rights and discipline you as I would common thugs. Troubadour Reuben, shame these brutes until Constable Jonathan arrives to deal with them. Wow, he is shouting across the kingdom on that one. That's amazing. Okay, I need to perform a poem, and I need to write some poems. So before we do that, not enough inspirations. Gather inspiration from there. Let's gather it from here. How about gathering from here? I am here to articulate for the nation of Tick-Top. We've felt it prudent to inform you that our borders are hereby closed to all outsiders indefinitely. But why? Our populace is peaceful and industrious, with little interest in the drama of international politics. This conflict is just further confirmation that diplomacy is a failed experiment, one we want no part of. And now Humbert wants to talk to me. But if I could just have a little bit of time here. Well, actually, I can't even set that up in the queue until he's done. So get off the throne. And I actually need to write 2 new laws and ask 2 citizens about life in Camelot Pardalis. So let's ask him. I don't know you well enough. Nor you. Let's write a couple new laws. Do that, and then we'll go talk to Humbert about his thoughts. Okay, just get up, for crying out loud. He can have onions, I guess. My liege, we cannot afford to remain at the center of this struggle any longer. After hearing the declarations of our neighboring nations, I urge you to isolate Camelot Pardalis before it is too late. The world is in ruin. There is no hope for peace. I refuse to admit defeat. We have persevered thus far as a bastion of reason and neutrality. To stop now would surely usher in a dark age. I admit our chances are slim if we alone continue to stand for peace, but united there is still hope. We must rally our allies, or we are all lost. And as soon as Reuben can stop digging around, have him write some plays. Okay, I think we got enough. I'll have him gather some more inspiration. Okay, let's see. Let's use an art theme and a food theme. And, I don't know. That's probably not spelled correctly, but whatever. And another one we'll talk about money and sports. Whoops. Helps if I'm not dyslexic. Did that not count? Okay, good grief. Okay, so now I need to go break up clashing dignitaries, and I need to go do other stuff. Wonderfully specific. And I stole that book out of the throne room. Well done. I can sell my poems, right? I think I can. Okay. You heard Lord Barthur. This is a royal court and no place for outlandish grudges. As ambassadors, you should be above this. But as you're not, let me make it clear that Camelot Pardalis will no longer tolerate this feud. Constable Jonathan, take them away. Oh, well, that was, pointless. Now let's talk about diplomatic war, or law, rather. My lord, while you held court, I occupied myself by browsing some scholarly texts, hoping to find a way to help. I don't know if this helps, but I found precedent in a law tome allowing a group of nations to force an offending territory to face justice in a diplomatic trial. Who knows how long negotiations may take. In the meantime, perhaps Reuben can help prepare for my plan. So now I need to talk to... This is just stupid. Now I need to know him better. Yeah, that should be good enough. And he's hungry again. Why is he hungry again? Okay, now we can seriously ask him. I need to get rid of that mandolin. Or loot. Whatever. Of course, my lord. How may I help? Propose and pass an edict for a united world peace. I shall have this war court here in Camelot Pardalis to force Tredonian I need to stop doing these at night. And Arbyville to reach an accord. But it needs to be carefully planned, and there's much to be done. I have a critical task for you, Reuben. Provide me a surprise witness. My advisor has the means to locate one, but it must be done quietly. You'll need to obtain disguises. A set of peasant's clothes from the village should work, and a spare guard uniform for you. And you need to enlist Royal Guard Alanis. She's posted at the stockades to help with the recent rise in crime. Here, take my signet ring so she knows you can speak for me. Great, okay. Wait a minute, what? Oh, I guess I need to propose that as an edict. Really? I have to go through this nonsense? Well, let's read a poem. And that's a musical preference. And just do all this other nonsense so that I can actually get on with the quest. What else is this? If I were a guard's uniform, where would I be? Stashed in some wardrobe in the throne room, or a barracks, or in the possession of a guard? So what the... Whoa! Who are these guys? Heavy guard. They're not fully rendered either. Great. Okay, as soon as he's done doing that... I need to have him go past that thing. Hooray, the ceasefire passed. Thank you for eventually saying reason, even though who may not have supported my proposal must realize that there is strength in numbers. Together, wow, I can't read at all. Together we can pressure Tredoni and Arbyville to cease their hostilities long enough to attempt arbitration. I will hold a war court here in Camelot Pardalis, and justice will be served. Scribe a declaration of peace. May I borrow a spare guard uniform?
Monev, Davino in Selb.
Oh, with that royal signet ring you got, I'm duty-bound to help you. Unfortunately, I only have a dirty uniform with me that I haven't got around to washing. It's yours, but you may want to dunk it down the well or something. Come back. On royal orders, you are to assist me. Wait a minute. Peasant's clothes. With the royal signet ring, you speak with the authority of the crown. Of course I'll join you. Truth be told, locking up pickpockets was getting to me, and I'd do anything to help save Camilla Pardalis from this war. I'll be waiting for you at the docks. Now we have to go to the village shop this time, I think, and pay who knows what for the peasant's clothes. Oh my god. Now what? Okay. While not officially law, posting this declaration of peace will let all of Camilla Pardalis know that I defy this war. Take this copy of the treaty and have it posted. Here's a declaration of peace. See that it gets posted in Camilla Pardalis. Hopefully it will provide some hope to my beleaguered people. After writing the official treaty, I have a journey to make. While I'm away, you will ensure the town square is set up to host the war court upon my return. Or will you ensure? Sign a treaty of ongoing peace. What the hell? Peasant's clothes, there we go. Walking along, Reuben looked up to see a gnarled dwarf of a man approaching from the other direction. Yeah, I don't have 250 simoles, so I'll have to pass. What? The dwarf shouted as he turned beet red. Before he knew it, the dwarf was holding Reuben's legs and bawling. You got me. I was trying to rip you off. A strange wizard gave me this book and paid me to deliver it to someone matching your description. I was just trying to make a quick simole. Please don't hold it against me. Then he handed the book to Reuben and suggested a smith might find it more useful. I bet he would. Go home. Go... what the hell? Go home. And then I need to go over to the blacksmith shop and give this to our blacksmith. Who is not home right now, actually. Okay. So then we need to have him drop a dirty guard uniform. And then he can inform Humbert that preparations are made. But by that time, he'll probably need to go to bed. Who knows, maybe we can do this quick. Did you do it? Hell out of the way. Get the fuck out of the way. I've never seen a game with more pathing issues than this one. You bastard, get out of here! You guys are really pissing me off here. Okay. I'm not sure a soggy uniform is better than a filthy one, but at least much of the smell has been washed out. Preparations have been made. Ah, Reuben, ready for your mission? All our hopes now rest on you. As such, Barther ordered that I provide two items to help in your search: the jeweled compass and the golden spyglass. Use them wisely and return swiftly. Oh, and before you set sail, Lord Barther asked one last task of you. Post this treaty up at a proclamation board for all of Camelopardalis to see. Well, we'll do that. But for right now, I'm going to get these guys to bed. And I'll just end the video here and come back in the morning.